Let us study a new topic, force. What is meant by force? While we push or pull an object, results into its motion is known as force. What is Newton's first law of motion? A stationary object remains stationary till we apply a force. A moving object keep on moving continuously with the same speed and the same direction till we apply the force. Now, there are two types of forces. So, we can divide the force into two types. There are two types of forces. One type is known as contact force. The other one is known as non-contact force. Now, what is contact force? A force exerted on the object with direct contact or via through other object is known as contact force. For example, if we are touching or if we are pushing an object with our hand, or if we are kicking a ball with our leg, this is an example of contact force. Now, even we can say that if we are holding a dog with its means we are tying with a rope on the neck of a dog, and that rope we are pulling for catching the dog or for pulling the dog. So we can say that we are not directly touching the dog, just with the help of the rope we are pulling the dog towards us. So we can say that this is via through other object we are touching the object or dog or goat. So we can say that that is also an example of contact force. Now, what is non-contact force? For example, if a force between or a force act between two objects without direct contact, that is an example of non-contact force. For example, we can say that from a mango tree, mango falls towards the earth. We can say that their earth is not touching the mango. Even then the mango falls towards the earth. So we can say that this is an example of non-contact force. Now let us study how many types of contact force is there, how many types of non-contact force is there. Contact force itself is of two types. One we can say is muscular force. We can say that the force acting by our body parts. Other one we can say that frictional force. We can say that the force acting by the surface on any object. For example, if we walk through the road, that particular time on our leg a force is acting by the surface of the earth. We can say that that is frictional force. If a vehicle is moving, so that particular time through the plain road, if the vehicle is moving, then that particular time suddenly the vehicle want to stop. So even if applying or even if stopping the engine, the vehicle moves a little more distance, then it stops. That is because of the force acting by the earth or surface of the road. Now other example we can say, if we are slowly hitting a ball which is kept on the table, it moves a little distance, afterwards it stops. Why? Because the frictional force acting by the surface of the table on the ball. So we can say that always frictional force will be in the opposite direction of motion. Now we are going to study about non-contact force. Non-contact force is of three types. One is known as gravitational force. Second one is known as magnetic force. Magnetic force. Third one is known as electrostatic force. What is gravitational force? That already I had explained before. The earth attracts any objects towards it. Earth, even if earth is not having direct contact with it. For example, a mango from a mango tree falls towards the earth. Earth as well as mango has no touch. Even then mango falls downward because of earth's gravitational force. Other example, magnetic force. One example, I think you all might be seen magnet. Magnet pulls magnetic substances towards it. For example, if there is a magnet, such a rectangular shaped magnet is known as bar magnet. It has two poles. One is north pole, the other one is south pole. Any pole, if you are keeping near to it some pins, iron pins I am saying you. Some iron pins if you are keeping near to it. You can find that they pull, they attract towards the north, either north pole or south pole of the magnet. So we can say that here if we are keeping far, even then the pins are attracting towards it. So we can say that that is an example of non-contact force as well as we can say as magnetic force. We have no need of touching the nails on it. Even if we are keeping it far, the magnet will pull the iron nails or iron pins towards it. Other one, electrostatic force. If we are taking a plastic scale or plastic comb and rubbing on our dry hair, or we can say if we are rubbing on a dry cloth, we can find that then the same scale or same comb, if you are bringing near to the bits of paper, those papers or those paper bits cling on the scale or comb. So we can say that a kind of energy or a charge is produced on the comb or the scale. So we can say that the charge which is producing on the scale or the comb is known as electrostatic force. Once electrostatic force is producing on an object, that object can pull chargeless objects towards it. Now we are going to study about balanced force as well as unbalanced force. Balanced force as well as unbalanced force. For example, in the grocery shop, you might be seen balance, which is having such a rod will be there. Then here one needle will be there. Afterwards, from here chains will be there. Here you can find that one pen. Similarly from here also you can find one more pen. Now here if there is, here will be an object with a particular mass. I am writing here 1 kg mass is kept here. Here we are keeping now potato, or onions or tomato, till 1 kg weight, equal mass will be there. Here now 1 kg potato I kept, here 1 kg that mass I kept, that weight we are commonly saying, that thing we kept here, which is having 1 kg mass is there. Here 1 kg potato we kept. Both of them are having equal mass. If it is there, the pan remains in the stationary condition, balanced condition, then we can say that this is an example of balanced force. Here we can say that this is an example of balanced force. Now, here 1 kg mass kept, but here potato if it is there 2 kg or 1.5 kg. Then what will happen to this balance? This side, this pan, what will happen? This pan will come down as well as this needle will come here. Even this rod will come, turn downward direction. So we can say that if it come downward direction, you can find that the balance will come downward direction, as here mass of the potato is more than 1 kg. So we can find that this particular rod also little bend downward. Even we can say that this pin, this needle which is there, that also little moving condition will be there. It will turn towards leftward direction. Then here one support will be there. On that support, this balance will be lying. Then where more mass is there, towards this direction, this rod will bend. Even we can say that this needle will bend. So we can say that here it is an example of unbalanced force. So here now this pan is moving downward direction. Why? Both the pans are not having equal mass. If equal mass is there, we can say that the force acting on these two pans are equal. So we can say that they exerted balanced force. Now if one pan is having more mass, one is having less mass, then towards one direction the needle bends. So we can say that this is an example of unbalanced force. Now here equal force is acting by earth on both the pans. Unbalanced force, we can say that unbalanced force will be there, then unequal condition force is exerting by the earth on both the objects. Now we are going to study about one more example of unbalanced force. That is, you might be heard about tug of war. We can say that pulling of ropes, pulling of a big rope by two sides, 10 people, 5 people will be there, pulling of a rope by number of people, but both the side there will be equal number of people. So here now I am keeping one bigger rope, here number of people will be there. Suppose here 2 people, here again same number of people will be there. Both of them will pull the object in opposite direction. These people will pull the rope towards here, one central line will be there. These people will pull the rope towards this direction. These people will pull the rope towards that direction. If both the sides having equal force, that means these people and these people are exerting equal force, then we can say that there will be no movement of the rope. Then we can say that there will be balanced force. Suppose in one side more force is there. Now see, suppose here these people are having more energy, so they will exert more force. As a result of it, if the rope is moving towards them, these people are unable to pull the rope towards them. These people people are having more energy, then the rope will go towards them. If more force is exerting by these people, rope will move towards them, then we can say that they exerts unbalanced. These people exerts unbalanced force. Or we can say there occurs unbalanced force. Suppose here this side people are having more force, more energy. So they will pull the rope towards them. As a result of it, the rope will come towards them. Then these people also will come along with the rope towards here. So we can say that here if the rope is coming towards them, then we can say that here then unbalanced. There exists unbalanced force, or there occurs unbalanced force. So if the rope is not moving, both the side equal force is there, then the rope won't move towards any direction. It will remain in the uniform condition, or it will remain in the steady condition without moving, or we can say that stationary condition it remains without any movement. Then we can say that there will be balanced force. If towards any one direction if it moves, then we can say that there will be unbalanced force. Now we are going to study about the importance of force. What are the importance of force? Suppose here a very heavy object is there. Very heavy object. Here number of people are there. Many people are here. They all are pushing the object towards this direction. All these people, many people are there, several people are there. All are pushing this object towards opposite direction. As a result of it, the object moves towards this direction. So here we can say that the force exerted on this object will be the addition of the force exerting by these people. The force exerting on object to move it in one direction, that will be equal to the forces exerting by, or we can say the addition of the sum of the forces exerting by all these people on this object. Other thing, if there is tug of war, I am drawing again here, rope here. Now here, this side also people are there, here also people are there, equal number of people are there. They wanted to pull this rope towards the opposite direction. These people want to push the rope towards here. These people want to push the rope towards that direction. So we can say that they wanted to pull the rope towards the opposite direction. As a result of it, if the rope is moving towards one direction, we can say that the force exerted on this object will be equal to the difference between the forces exerted on this object. Suppose here 50 Newton force is exerting by these people. Suppose here 75 Newton force is exerting by these people. Now here the forces exerting, the force from both the sides acting on this particular rope will be equal to the difference between the forces exerted by these people on the earth. So we can say that how much force is exerting on this object, that will be equal to the difference between these forces. So we can say that 75 Newton minus 50 Newton. So we will get 25 Newton. So here what is saying, the force exerting on this object will be equal to the difference between the forces acting by these people on this particular object. Now we are going to study about effects of force. What are the effects of force? As a result of force or as a result of applying force, we can say that we can change the speed of an object. One thing, we can change the speed of an object. Second thing, we can say that we can change the direction of an object. Third thing, we can say that change the shape of an object. Now, if we kick a ball, its speed changes. So while kicking, we are applying force on the ball. So we can say that when we kick a ball, the ball moves with high speed, with very high speed. So we can say that if we apply force on the ball or any object, its speed changes. Second thing, direction. When a driver turns his steering, the direction of the vehicle changes. So we can say that when a driver applies force on that vehicle, the vehicle changes its direction. Third thing, shape of an object. If your mother is making chapati from a ball shaped dough, when she applies force on that ball shaped dough, it turns to a flat shaped chapati. So we can say that as a result of applying force, the shape of the object changes. Thank you.